comments.
Oh.
Yes. Sorry.
Sure.
So we can get roasted in the comments. Has anyone commented on my appearance? I'm really into that.
All right, so these are from probably, I don't know if it was the last time.
Forever ago.
Yeah, forever ago. But there's some comments on our on the TikTok.
TikTok.
And if you want to follow, I post these TikToks on GFY Studios. And
Okay.
follow that.
I should probably set up a TikTok for Recyclables at some point.
Probably. All right, responding to some comments. I like this one. Oh my Lord! Imagine listening to a podcast like this.
That's really sweet of you, Dextrex. You were thinking about us.
Well,
oh my
like,
God.
Is that an insult or a compliment? Because I feel
I know it's an insult, and that's fine.
Well, no, I feel like the amount of laughter afterwards indicates that they were trying to be like, this is a joke amongst friends.
I don't think so. I like that you want to think this person likes us.
I
but
think
have
you
a
can
feeling
take
they
it
don't.
however you want.
So here's the thing that I would love to incorporate
What is
into this,
Dextrex
if you can.
Unofficial.
No, what I would love for you to do is look at these people's profiles, just and make a screenshot to show if they've posted anything, like anything.
Wait, are we getting AI?
No, but what I mean is that I've noticed that sometimes the people who say the meanest shit literally don't put anything out there because they know people are gonna comment like the way they comment on shit. And I'm not saying that I want to put people on blast, but I think it is really interesting to look at that juxtaposition.
That's kind of like a heckler in a comedy sense.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, my best heckle was my dad, so.
And this was your dad.
Yeah, this is my dad. You're dead.
Secret TikTok.
I'm not threatening you. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm not. I know we're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I don't think I'd want to be everybody's
Is
cup
it
of tea.
Dex T-Rex or Dextrex?
It might be T-Rex, but
Dex T-Rex official. Oh, it's official.
he's an official
So
T-Rex.
are they a big deal? Yeah, Pat, you got to see if they're a big deal.
I'm trying to. There is a book
Well,
called.
and
Dex.
I wouldn't want this to be us putting them on blast. I think it would be you would internally show us what their profile looks like, and we'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, there is a book out there called Dex the T-Rex, the mischievous little dinosaur.
Oh, that's him.
I don't
Like,
think
I
that's
kind of
me.
want that to be our fan.
That'd be pretty dope. But, because, like, I remember back in the good old days when I would get into arguments with people on Facebook, I would immediately go to their Facebook and see what I could see about them based on their profile. I love comparing profile pictures and seeing. Because, like, one of the meanest comments, I got something on TikTok. Like, you looked at the dude's page, and, like, he had some videos, but it was like, okay, so your wife's got a Cricket, and you really care about your car, and you've got some cool decals on it. Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Good for you, my dude.
I could look up their TikTok or whatever, but it is as far as the internet goes, the main thing I'm finding is that there is a Dex the T-Rex, the book, the mischievous little dinosaur.
I bet
book.
you they're on TikTok, so you'll just have to hunt them down.
Yeah.
We'll find you, Dex T-Rex official. Officially, we've had it.
Unless this is Dex Trex's like arch rival and nemesis, they bought the name first, and they're coming at us to slander the good name of Dex the T-Rex.
I can't get in the middle of this.
Good point.
Looks like they just post a bunch of conservative comedy.
Actually,
Roasted Pat. Boom,
so
roasted Pat.
put a pin in that. Let's find a couple of those to respond to next time so we can imagine what it's like to listen to them.
Yeah.
Well, let's imagine this time, and then we'll watch them, and then we'll know.
Oh, okay. So interestingly, Dex T-Rex is their official, is their like but they've changed their name to Spicy J420.
Ooh.
So, you know, maybe they're super rad, and we're
Nightmare blunt rotation?
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the next one.
Moving on.
Yeah.
All right. From Stephen A. Smith's burner, as a person of color, I don't want white people's sympathy.
That's fine. Well, I don't know if anyone was telling you had to. Wait, this is from a while ago, too. These are old.
Yeah.
Also, could you look at theirs to see if this is even a real account? Because I love seeing someone say, as a person of color, and I'm like, go on. And it's like, I would be interested to see what they thought was sympathy. Yeah, which one was this on?
I should have probably.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
No, well, that account is set to
By the
private.
golden ratio.
And,
the Stephen Smith
yep.
burner. Oh yeah, and that's even more proof. Like, okay.
And I can't see who they follow even. So I was like, maybe based on who they follow or whatever. But I'm not gonna follow them just to get a.
No. they'll know, and they'll be really mad at us.
And maybe because it's private now, maybe we won't be able to see either. Anyway, okay. But yeah, it's like, yeah, absolutely. You're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Like,
no, and I mean, if that's what you think we're doing, I would be interested to see what clip it was, to see what they were interpreting as sympathy instead of empathy. But, you know, as a white person, I do a lot of dumb shit. So.
Well, wait, Stephen
A. Smith's burner.
But the picture they use, just like, I need to look up something real quick.
Oh, do you think it's from?
It's Stephen A. Smith from ESPN.
Yeah, I was gonna
okay.
say,
So it's a spoof account. I mean, I did sell a painting to someone whose TikTok account was Dolezal Dollar Bill, and at the point that I sold them the painting, their Instagram was Dick Cheney shot me. So that was a pretty good one. Guys, we can't be on.
Yeah, it looks like they.
Okay.
No, it just looks like they reply. I was looking through
We'll
because
look it
it's
up
like the account replies to a lot of shit to troll them. Is what
Oh, okay, yeah,
like.
he's a troll.
Yeah, because there's like 3 other videos where it's like somebody has their comments up just as they're like a reply guy. I know that's not what it's meant as term wise, but that's always what in my head it means.
All right, what do we got?
But they have my sympathy.
All right, this is a whole big thing. Decorum and civility is one thing. The refusal to even talk about certain topics is another. And the fact is that Israel deserves to exist. They have attempted to coexist with the Palestinians, but the Palestinians have no interest in peaceful coexistence, and their hatred begets hatred. And the Dextrex official, he's back. He replies, ha, 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 you know that's BS, and so does everyone else. Then you haven't paid attention to the history of the region since before the British Mandate. Hell, the whole history of the region is totally lost on you. The history of that land was stolen from the Palestinians in 1948, or the surveillance state that made the Palestinians have to live in. I know all about the history. So Dextrex officials coming in hot, and
I'm appreciating this back and forth.
And dude has a lot of I need to record and rant in my car energy.
Oh, is this the rando web guy?
Yeah.
I mean, this conversation is frustrating because we don't get to have a conversation about the Palestinian people without it being made into a conversation about anti-Semitism, which it is not. And unfortunately, when you do the addressing that it's not anti-Semitism, you're just playing into Israel propaganda. So, like, we keep on having to waste our fucking time in this conversation and then instead of talking about fucking children, like, the amount of the amount of Palestinian children who are missing limbs and will not go to adulthood with all 4 limbs.
And it also frustrates me the thing where it's like.
But Hamas, Hamas.
And how much of language is doublespeak? Where it's like I feel like Palestinians is totally code for in rando webs. Like there's that thing of like Israel is totally code for Jewish people, and Palestinians is totally code for
Muslim people.
Yeah. And so it's always like if you replace those words, then it's like. But it's also like I don't know if I'm looking into somebody's code. You know what I mean?
And how can you engage peacefully when you literally live in an open air prison?
Yeah.
I don't know. It frustrates me when it's like.
I'm glad they're doing this work because I don't want to.
So maybe Dextrex is worth trying to fucking know.
All right, Dextrex, maybe we gotta work this out.
You can. No, don't do anything. Just live your life.
Just live your life. Do what you gotta do.
Oh man, do we have another one?
Yeah, we got. Let's keep going.
I'm loving this.
People who speak like this have never met anyone who acts like they describe. Violent white supreme woman hater. You don't know anyone actually like that.
Which one was that from? Damn.
Yeah, you gotta start doing that too.
All right,
because we gotta know. I mean, no, let's not search right now. I don't want us both, everybody in their phones.
Okay.
Because I don't trust Pat on his phone.
I'm just looking.
I don't know how much I should or shouldn't trust you on your phone, Charlie. And I'm not saying you're looking at porn. I'm just saying Pat will get distracted.
No, I'm specifically looking up the people and seeing what their like posts look like.
But I mean, like, I don't need to meet a violent white supremacist woman hater because we see them in our government on a daily basis. We see them in our police force. We see them all over our society.
And like, here's the other secret thing about like white supremacy is most people who are white supremacists aren't yelling white power in the streets.
Yeah.
It is genuinely, like, I think we talked about this when we were fucking around, but it's genuinely like the ending of American History X, where somebody's dad is like, those fucking whatevers, right? And then fucking those people, and then fucking those people. And then you as a kid hear that and are like, oh, it's normal to see people who, for whatever reason, are other, and to continue to other them. That's what it generally looks like. Not
it doesn't have to look like it's not a dog foaming at the mouth with rabies. Like that's not what it is.
It's the same way like Antifa or like people who are anti-fascist aren't all bandanas, baklavas, and fucking throwing bricks. And some of them
look like grandmas.
Yeah, and some of them are like, hey, I just want to feed homeless people. Like that's the long and the short of it. Or like
baklavas.
Baklava.
Balaclava.
No. They're covered in lightly flaky pastries.
That's what. Okay.
And that's how they.
All right.
Violent supreme. Wait, am I the woman hater?
I think it was they were trying to describe this hypothetical person.
Yeah, and they were also trying to fit the character limitations, probably.
Gotcha.
Even though that probably doesn't seem like it hits it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you have to figure out ways around the censors, which is probably I've heard has gotten worse since like the ban and shit.
Yeah.
Aaron Clawford, very funny.
Klopfer.
Klopford from here in town, very funny comedian.
Not in town anymore. He's in Chicago.
Chicago. He came to town at one point, but he had a post of him like in the hospital. It was like a joke post of like had to get my nuts deflated because they were too like one of his jokes like that.
No.
And I wrote like get well soon, and they were the algorithm was like you can't say that. It's hate speech. And I was like what? The fuck? All right, who's all
right? What do we got next?
Okay, so this is a whole big thing. Rabbi Rabbit Hole says you can't blame them when his first administration was such a train wreck and so ineffective. It's hard to imagine anyone still voting for him. They underestimated the right's misinformation. So clearly talking about Trump.
I read that as misfortune at first.
And then Entropic 101 says, hate to break it to you, pal, but the left is the party of censorship and war. Generally, people were better off in 2016 to 2020. The Wuhan lab leak happened, derailing most of his successes. And then Two Phone Logan says, give us 3 major successes that Donald Trump had during his term. Entropic says, tax cuts, great. Job Act 2017, criminal justice reform, Abraham Accords. And then Two Phone says, Tax Cut Job Act did not have any effect on the large majority of the nation. Again, only top 1% of businesses. First Step Act was Obama's plan, but didn't pass due to it being an election year. The Abraham Accords are now a massive reason for our involvement in the war in Israel. Great points, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Logan.
Yeah, thank you for the other folks who want to fight in these comments, because like the most frustrating thing about these conversations is like, how many times are people actually in good faith trying to have a conversation, and how many times are they just trying to tire you out? There's a term for it. What is it called?
Well, it's like it's a thing the right always tries to do, where they're like, "We will just wear you down, so you don't care about this."
Well, I can't remember what it's called. There's like it's like an animal or something, and what you're doing is you're just like you're constantly bringing up that and redirecting the conversation to that instead of what you actually mean, and like you make it look like you earnestly want to talk about it, but you know it's the way to stop the conversation.
Yeah, this may not.
And it's kind of like the accusation of anti-Semitism when you advocate for the Palestinian people.
And this may surprise you, but Rabbit Hole here has like a very private account with no. That's the thing to me is like to go onto things and comment and then be like, but I'm private is like the weirdest move to me. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm gonna yell at you, but you can't yell at me. You can't get me on my.
I appreciate whoever Two Phone Logan is here, being like, hey man, fuck you. Like these are wrong.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate people who have that energy in comment sections, because like I do think it is important to challenge that kind of stuff, but don't burn yourself out. Make sure you're like doing things to help people instead of just fighting idiots on the internet. Not to say that that's what Two Phone slogan is doing, but just to remind everybody, yes, it is important to engage in these dialogues, but it's also important to be doing boots on the ground shit too. I'm calling myself out in that.
Meanwhile, both individuals on they're following 420 people. Both individuals on here under the name of Two Phone Logan don't have private accounts and are willing to show their fucking face.
Oh, dang.
Or at least show their reshares. You know, I think I've made like 3 TikToks myself total, but
Dang, Pat's in the new generation.
No,
Watch out, Gen Z Pat over here.
One of them is my D&D game.
Gen Alpha Pat.
Yeah, if you wanna see the builds I do for D&D, you can absolutely check out my fucking
dweeb.
Yep.
All right, what we got?
And one
We got
time I
more?
made fun of cops.
Ooh, roasting cops.
And we've done 21 of your show on the GFY Studios Instagram or
That's
TikTok.
wild. That's
Please-
wild.
Please come follow. Okay, so what was next? Praise the Lord for the mandate. End these people and the nonsense.
Oh, can't wait to find out about Scott here.
Wait, what mandate? Like the
mask
Trump
mandate.
Or no, I think it's about the mandate that because all three houses, like the three branches
Yeah,
all
I think
being
that's
Republican. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Scott.
What are we gonna say? Over, under, private, not private.
I'm gonna say private.
Yeah, let's go.
How many?
Oh.
No videos. Just reposts. None of them set to private though. So willing to share.
Willing to repost, but unwilling to create own content.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do with this. Like, are you saying people need to die?
I don't want to. He's definitely a right winger. Like a lot of sharing Elon stuff and fucking.
What was the one you saw, Charlie?
That was I was just looking. That was the comment that Scott here left was on one talking about people who are just like, oh, it'll be better in 4 years and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was kind of a long-winded one, but
I'm long-winded. I get it.
It is wild.
it was bad. It was bad.
One team
Yeah.
or the other is going to change politics. I love when they're like, both these teams are invested in this game continuing, but one of them is really going to change it at some point. Granted, one of them is trying to change it, but
That was the last one.
That was the last one.
Good. None of those comments were super untoward by any means. Like, I am expecting someone to say something mean about the way I look, and that's fine. Because honestly, I have problems with it too. Like, do you think I'm jazzed to see this in the mirror every day? No, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, Charlie. I wore my finest cat shirt.
It's adorable.
And my John Ralphio shirt I got at Goodwill. I dressed up. What else do you guys want from me?
Your undying love and affection.
Wanted to see if I had anything.
What did you say?
Your undying love and affection.
What did you say, Pat?
Oh, I was just seeing if anyone commented on anything I made, but no.
No.
I did make a Peppa Pig video, a picture
Peppa Pig?
with that over my face, and I called it at the 40% household. And then I was like, no, my wife's fine. You guys don't worry about it. She had that black eye the whole time.
Oh my gosh, you're so terrible. But yeah, I've definitely seen worse comments on things. Reggie Watts posted something about, I don't know where it was in Montana, but he was there and it was like a pro-Palestinian thing. And he's like, libertarianism and pro-Palestine. And I just put from the river to the sea. Of course, people were saying that was a call to violence. And I'm like, no. And just like, but the best part was there was a fake Reggie Watts account being like, I've been trying to reach you. Let's be friends.
My adopted mom will fall for those all the time.
She does. She tells me all the time about what celebrities she's talking to.
And yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember because it made myself sad.
We're all sad,
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my friends asked me last night how I was doing, and I was just like, well, some things are pretty good, but some things suck a lot, and I feel like that's most people right now.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, it still frustrates me because it's like, I'm thinking about my buddy calling me anti-Semitic, basically, and it's like, the frustration with that is it's like, I'm anti a lot of religions and nationalisms and stuff, so it's awkward in that it's like, well, I don't know that I think any group needs to be predominantly any one thing. And
I have a problem with all Abrahamic religions because all Abrahamic religions hate women.
Yeah.
And most of them don't have strong opinions about the gays and the theys, so it's like,
That's the argument that fucking bugs me so much. Is the perfect.
That they say Palestinian, Palestine's anti-gay, but Israel has a lot of fucking problems with that too.
Yeah.
But it's also like you can be gay as long as it's the thing I was thinking about at the Ren Fair. Where
Is that Batman?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's his Cal anyhow. But it's like I was at the Ren Fair yesterday, and there's this thing of like I wouldn't have gone, but my partner paid for me to go, and they paid for me to drive there, and anything I got was paid for by somebody in the group, and like
That's a sugar baby.
a little bit. But the Venn diagram.
That's why he's bald.
they paid
no
me.
teeth.
They paid me to do it. But like the Venn diagram of like people who can afford to do a Ren Fair type event and people who are into it is really a circle inside of a different circle. You know what I mean? And so it's like frustrating how many things we like stratify and make a you can be an acceptable version of this as long as you do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And I think there's like an acceptable gay and an acceptable poor and an acceptable whatever.
Acceptable woman.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You know, the one that doesn't talk.
there are gay people in Palestine. There are Jewish people in Palestine. Just because this one country says that they are a religious ethno state, and that like you're just falling for that hotspot, you know.
Well, and I mean, like, I clapped back a little bit when they were talking about how, like, I think one of the comments on that was like Jews not being safe, and I was like, what happens to Holocaust survivors in Israel? Look it up. Like, literally, at least a year or so ago, maybe multiple years ago, PBS had a whole thing about the fact that Holocaust survivors are starving in Israel. They're not taking care of them. Like, they're letting them die.
Well, it's this.
And what happened to the Ethiopian Jews who came to Israel? Like, let's talk about those things if you're going to keep on pointing fingers about the cruelty of Palestine and Hamas. Like, glass houses, you know?
And it's that weird thing of like, it's also the weird thing of like, hey man, I can hold multiple things in my heart at once. I can think it's really fucked up that there's anti-Semitic violence in America based on people thinking like I should just take this out on you or whatever. I don't know. I can also think a genocide is bad. I can think a nation state. I can think the empire I live in is bad, and the little nation state that's inspired by our empire is bad at the same time. But also think that there's good aspects to democracy. Probably not republicanism, but definitely to democracy. Like,
right. Revolution isn't about trying to hurt; it's about trying to heal.
Yeah,
No, I agree. And
but you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Am I right?
Well, I mean that's the pedagogy of the
know.
oppressed
I just
thing
want
is you
things.
got to see those. You have to see the oppressor as human. Otherwise, you fall into the same trick as the oppressor of dehumanizing people. And the catch is the oppressor also dehumanizes everyone, including themselves, because it's that thing we were talking about last night, where it's like dying doesn't scare billionaires. They've already accepted death. They think it's what needs to happen because they've won. The idea of life is what fucking terrifies these people. The caffeine kicked in like 5 minutes ago, and I'm pissed.
what's the
BoJack Horseman quote of like, you're a piece of shit and then you die, and then their friend is like, no, you're a piece of shit and then life keeps going. And that's what terrifies billionaires and like people with addiction. Like, as a person who fucking quit drinking and as a former drinker, that is kind of one of the things in pedagogy to oppressed is the fact that it's like they know they dehumanize people and like on an intuitive level, maybe not like Elon Musk being like, oh, I can't do this voice, but like
No one should.
Oh, we're all in the Imperial Core. We're all the.
oh,
God damn it, Charlie!
But it like that's
I'm kidding.
just saving that.
in if the fact that it's like, oh, so many people want to replace them. Like, that was kind of the joke with Louisa Womangione to me, is that like...
Womangione.
Womangione.
So Pat chose the fucking hardest fucking drag name to say, so when I'm recording my goddamn promo, I'm just like, I'm gonna kill him.
Next time it's just gonna... My actual drag persona will be Patty Perks, and it will be spelled like Percocet.
I wanted to add to that something, though, because, so, RuPaul...
Egg race.
RuPaul has said on regular occasions that he does not feel like this is the real world and we are living in some sort of simulation. Mm-hmm. They also are extremely focused on being as rich as they possibly can be.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that is terrifying to me, is these people who, like, they don't even think this is real, and they've been so far removed from it that they can be validated in that experience. And then those are the kind of people who end up shaping our access to resources, etc.
And it's like, because like all those, I think it was Behind the Bastards just did that episode about like all the billionaires that we've known for a while are like, yeah, we're all just going to become AI anyhow, and that's why we need to advance it. It's like, crap, that was an accidentally decent Musk.
No, it wasn't too bad.
But like that's kind of their whole philosophy is like, oh, it's all going to be mechanized, we're all going to be machines, and if we don't embrace it, the Roscoe's basilisk of it all, of like, if we stop the AI from coming, the AI will punish us. And it's like, hey, bro, you don't have to think that way. Like, go touch grass, do some well, actually, don't do more grass.
On that note, maybe all of us should touch some more grass and wrap this up.
All right.